I want you to end 2024 as the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So if you're ready to become stronger, happier, more confident than ever, I want you to like this video and drop a comment below saying I'm in. Because today I am going to share with you 18 super powerful but super simple ways to help you glow up so hard in the next 45 days that you will have to reintroduce yourself in 2025. And for ease of understanding, this video is divided into two parts: physical glow up and your mental plus emotional glow up. Let's start with the physical. This is the best thing that you can do for your mind, your body, and your overall glow up. And it doesn't mean that you have to lose weight or gain weight. It actually means that you have to become physically fit by building muscle, strengthening your bones, and improving your stamina. Strength training is a must for everyone. Men, women, young, old, no matter who you are, what age group you're from, you need to strength train. The reason that I'm going so hard on you about this fitness thing is because my mom recently got her annual blood work done, and she has been a patient of hypothyroid for the last 20-25 years. But this year when she got her tests done, the results were just way off. Sugar through the roof, cholesterol through the roof, weight gain, TSH through the roof, all of those things, and that has led to bone deterioration, muscle deterioration. And the thing is that if she had been focusing on her fitness in the last couple of years, this would not have been the case. Taking care of your physical health and exercising regularly helps prevent so much of this deterioration from happening. And I took a look at those results and I was super scared, and this is not something that I would want for myself. So even though I have been into fitness before, but this time around I promised myself to become a lot more consistent and very determined with my fitness goals, because in 20 years I want to be as physically fit as I am today. So how do you get here? The simplest way is to just follow a plan to get consistent. So what I want you to do in the next 45 days is to figure out an 8-week workout plan, or you can start with a 4-week workout plan to follow, and you just stick to the exercises that are given in the plan. Now, what this does is two things. One, it makes you a lot more consistent because it takes away all of the guesswork and all of that decision making from figuring out what workout to do every single day. And two, if you have a health issue or if you have something that you need to take care of, having a plan basically sets you up for success. It will help you prevent injuries, it will know what your strengths are, and it will help you progressively become stronger. So a couple of recommendations. If you have the money and if you can buy a paid plan, I would highly recommend Puneet Rao's EvolveX fitness plan. I recently got it, absolutely loving it. He has an app, multiple different fitness plans on there, and video guides for every single workout so that you can just follow along, and you can do them from home, you can do them from the gym. It's just very convenient. It's just $1,500 a month or something like that, and I highly recommend. This is not sponsored by him, by the way. The other one, if you want to do a free fitness plan, is Blogilati's monthly calendar. She still does it to this date, and those monthly calendars have a set of workouts that are all on her YouTube channel. You can just follow along, do them at home. Now, this is Pilates primarily, so it does not involve a lot of strength training. I would still recommend that in addition to doing a home workout routine like this, you also do a gym workout where you go and you weight train to actually build muscle. I have actually created my own plan, and it's a hybrid of 3 days of strength training and 3 days of Pilates for endurance and 5 days of cardio. I'm also going to link it down below in the description, all of these plans, so that you guys can have a look and figure out which ones you want to do. And if you want a more detailed guide on how to start your fitness journey, I made a full video about it, so make sure you go check that out next. You know who does this? My dad. He has sworn by it. He walks every single day, and he has done it for the last 15 or so years. And I never really realized the benefits of this until I was in my late 20s. Ideally, this should be something you do in addition to your workout, because the purpose of both is very different. So your workout and your strength training is to build muscle and endurance, and walks are to help you get in zone 2 cardio, to also help with mental clarity, to keep your body moving throughout the day, and to counter that sedentary lifestyle that most of us are akin to. I don't care how you incorporate this into your routine. You need to take out 15 to 20 minutes to start with. You can walk in the gym, at home, on the terrace, in the park, whatever suits you. But you are going to start by walking 15 to 20 minutes every single day for the next 45 days. And from there, you're going to build it up. Hot girl walks will transform your life. Trust me. This is especially important for women because, well, we are clearly the ones who are facing the most hormonal imbalance in the world, right? Glowing up is very difficult to do if your hormones are out of whack. And as a PCOS girly, trust me when I tell you this, I have been through all of the back and forth. And I know that if your hormones are in balance, everything else is in balance. So how do you balance your hormones if they are indeed out of whack? First would be to get tested, get a blood work done to see which markers of yours are out of balance, right? So if you're deficient in B and D vitamins or iron and calcium, you know that those are the things that you need to tackle first. For PCOS and for thyroid, etc., you have hormonal tests. Just get those done, figure out if there's any hormones that are out of balance. And that is the first step of treatment, obviously, to get those things in balance, whether through supplementation or medication. The next is doing a couple of basic things that help all women, regardless of what hormonal issue you have. These are getting sunlight exposure very, very regularly, daily walks, like we just talked about, drinking enough water every single day, including healthy fats like nuts, seeds, fatty fish and avocado into your diet, and doing breath work to regulate your stress. You need to lower down that stress to get your hormones back in balance. You do these 5 things and your body is going to thank you so much. Your hormones will thank you. And you will notice yourself glowing more and more day by day. If you are feeling bloated, lazy, lethargic, if your skin lacks luster, if you have acne, if you cannot for the life of figure out what is wrong, all of this might be a result of neglected gut health. In the last couple of years, gut health science has gotten huge and we get to hear the phrase gut health is the key to everything. But if you have never really paid attention to it, chances are that you're going through a lot of these issues and it is because your gut health is out of balance. So now is the time to pay attention to it. Now is the time to get it back in balance. Again, if it is something severe like IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, or leaky gut or something like that, where you have very severe symptoms, then 100% go to the doctor. Do not try home remedies for this, right? But in addition to doing that, how do you support your gut and glow up from within? 1, introduce more fiber into your diet. This means a source of vegetable or fruit at every meal. You ideally want 30 grams of fiber every single day, and girl, that is so hard to achieve. And the only way you will know if you're eating enough fiber is to track your food intake on a health app like Healthify Me. I use Healthify Me, absolutely love it. You can also use Noom. I have used it in the past. It's very expensive though. But whatever, you just need to track your food intake to figure out how much fiber you're actually consuming. It is so hard to get to 30 grams a day. This actually means doing fruit, veg at every single meal. The second thing you want to do is eat probiotic and prebiotic rich food. So stuff like kimchi, curd, buttermilk, cranberries, anything that has a red pigment, like foods that naturally have red pigment in them, are actually very, very great prebiotics. So they basically help the good bacteria in your gut multiply. I just recently found this out and I am doubled down on eating berries ever since, right? Whatever fits your budget and whatever suits you, whatever you can introduce into your diet, do that. If everything else is expensive, just go with isabgol, psyllium husk, and that is also a great way to introduce more fiber into your diet. I personally also take a probiotic supplement every alternate month. So I'll take it this month, for instance, then next month I'll take a break, then the month after I'll take it again. And this really, really helps smooth things in my gut. I absolutely love it. The one that I'm taking right now is from Good Buck. It's called Metabolically Lean and I absolutely love it. One thing that screams glow up is glowing skin. And to get glowing skin, you have to do all of the steps that we just discussed above. But in addition to that, you also have to take care of your skin externally, because we live in an environment where we need to counter all of the free radicals, all of the pollution through good skincare. But because skincare is necessary, there is also so much noise online, on social media about what products to use. Every day there's a new product in the market and what's good. So here is what you're going going to do to simplify this shit and to actually use products that suit your skin. Number one, you want a good cleanser depending on your skin type. I used a Forest Essentials cleanser. It's mild, but it does the job and it cleans everything very, very thoroughly. And in addition to that, I use micellar water whenever I have put on makeup like today, just to remove that makeup before I wash my face. When I get acne flare-ups, I will use a face wash from Dot & Key that has salicylic acid or glycolic acid, and that just really helps give me that extra layer of deep cleaning, but I don't use this every time because it's slightly more drying for my skin. Next, you want a good moisturizer, jiska purpose is actually moisturizing. So avoid moisturizers that have multiple different ingredients, like अच्छा vitamin C भी है, hyaluronic acid भी है, niacinamide भी है, सब कुछ उसके अंदर है. Avoid. Use ingredients that will repair and strengthen your skin barrier. So stuff like ceramides, stuff like peptides. You basically want to use stuff that either maintains or repairs your skin barrier, okay? So ingredients like ceramides, squalene and peptides and hyaluronic acid help you do this. So just look for moisturizers that have the most basic skin repair ingredients, right? I switch between the DU moisturizer and this Dot & Key Gel one. This is the one that I use in summers because it's lightweight, but in winters I stick to using the DU one. And you can use the same moisturizer in the day and at night if it does not have any actives, right? Now, in addition to your moisturizer, you need a good sunscreen. Ideally, a mineral sunscreen with zinc oxide or titanium dioxide is great. They usually leave a white cast, which a lot of people don't like, but if you're okay with that, those are great sunscreens to use. I personally use the Dot & Key Watermelon Cooling one. Ever since Dot & Key sent me this one, I've actually fallen in love. It's very affordable. It's very, very like protective. It does not leave a white cast, does not give me acne, all of those things. So I actually quite like it. Now coming to specific skin concerns. This is where you use actives or ingredients that help you target that skin concern, right? So your toner or your serum, the one that you use between your cleanser and your moisturizer, that thing should be the one that has actives. And when you specifically use toners for this and you just apply a very moisturizing moisturizer on top, it does not clash with the ingredients in your serum and your toner. So it means your skin will not flare up, it will not get an allergic reaction, things like that. For example, I use a salicylic acid serum, 2% salicylic acid from Dot & Key when I am getting active acne, like right now. And this also helps me with blackheads, whiteheads, all of that jazz. At night, I switch between glycolic acid and I use that twice a week. And 2 times a week, I will use a retinol serum. And I had stopped using this. I have reintroduced this into my routine and I'm using a higher concentration, which seems to be working well for my skin type. Now, the key here is consistency, especially for actives like this, for serums like this that I'm using, if I really want to see results. Usually for an ingredient like glycolic acid, I have to use it continuously for 4 to 8 weeks to actually see results. Which is why you really want to focus on using ingredients that sit well with your skin type instead of just going out in the market and using everything under the sun. Okay, simplify your skincare routine. Because in addition to glowing skin, glowing hair is what screams glow up. So if you have straight hair like me, I'm going to share a mask recipe that I discovered recently that has completely changed the hair game for me. And this is my hair, naturally, no styling, no products, nothing, just after washing and letting it air dry after I've used this mask. And I'm going to show you a video on screen from my previous recording where everything is frizzy, and here I had oiled my hair, both the scalp and my hair, and then shampooed, and still it was just frizzy all over the place and I was not having the best time with it. So after getting your basics right, which is enough protein, enough water, enough veggies every day and keeping your vitamins in check, if you have straight and fine hair, you might want to try using this mask because it doesn't matter what shampoo you use as long as you're doing your prep right. And I've experimented this with multiple different shampoos and the results are always the same. So this is what I do. I mix conditioner, a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, depending on the length of your hair, with yogurt, olive oil, coconut oil, and honey. And then I apply it to the length of my hair and I leave it for an hour before I shampoo, and then I shampoo and condition as normal. I still condition my hair even after applying this mask, and you can just see the goddamn difference. You know, I got this idea because my mom used to apply a lot of hair masks to my hair when I was a kid and I had the best friggin' hair. And so I wanted to reintroduce that. A lot of the homemade masks, like with anda, and if you're putting like methi and stuff in your yogurt, just takes a lot of time to clean your hair out, and this one actually doesn't. It's very, very convenient to wash off, so I absolutely love it. Another thing that I do is use glycolic acid on my scalp before shampooing about once a month. So if you can tolerate glycolic acid, I think this is a great remedy because it really helps clear all of that buildup. And the result is smooth, shiny hair that screams glow up. For example, if I go ahead with the trend of putting eyeliner on the inner corners, like that sharp thing that people do, I look like my eyes are joined in the middle. It does not look good. Similarly, I have tried overlining my lips because I want plumper Kim Kardashian lips. Oh my god, I look so bad. A lot of the makeup looks that we see online on social media are actually done on faces that are altered through cosmetic procedures, right? And they are done to enhance those kind of features that normal people don't usually have. So when we do it, it does not end up looking good on us. So the key here is figuring out what are the different makeup looks, what are the styles of different makeup looks that actually look good on you, that allow you to balance your facial harmony. For me personally, it is a light base, and I actually use BB cream, not even foundation, with minimal contour, with blush because blush looks great on me, winged liner, and a pinkish brownish nude lip. So pinks and browns, or pinks and like slight oranges, are my lip shades that I usually use. And this is the exact makeup look that I do whether I have to go to a party, whether I have to sit and record a video, whether I have to go meet a friend, because it just works for my face. Looking good is as much about genetics as about knowing what really works for you and how to enhance your natural beauty instead of trying to change it. And you do this by achieving facial harmony and balance instead of just following every makeup trend out there blindly. So for the next 2 weeks, just practice a few different makeup looks on yourself that help you complement your natural face shape, the natural structure of your eyes, your nose, your lips, without making you look like a different person, right? Go ahead, go on Pinterest, try and replicate those looks, and you'll figure out what actually looks good on you. The way you smell has such a powerful effect on what you think about your own self, because our olfactory senses, our smell senses, are actually a lot more heightened than our visual sense. And we associate smells with different things in our life. So if you smell good, you associate yourself with looking good, and that automatically boosts your confidence. And smelling good is actually very, very simple. People go ahead and say that you need your signature scent or something like that. And maybe that's a valid point. I don't completely agree with this, because what if I want to experiment with different perfumes? What if I want to smell different on different days of the week? I just want to smell good, but I also want to experiment with different fragrances, right? I wouldn't recommend getting a signature scent and then having to stick with it for the rest of your life. What I would recommend doing is, one, layering your fragrances. So maintain hygiene, clean yourself nicely, use glycolic acid on your underarms to prevent body odor. Then use a body oil or like a body lotion that is in the same fragrance as the perfume that you want to use, or has the same notes or similar notes. And what this basically does is helps you to layer fragrances, and they end up lasting the entire day, and then you end up smelling good the entire day. So I usually like a mix of floral and fresh fragrances, which is why my body oil is the one from Forest Essentials, which smells like rose and jasmine. Jasmine sounds very desi, but it actually smells very nice. So after I shower, I apply that. I apply an underarm roll-on deodorant, which has a citrusy, flowery smell. It's from L'Occitane. And then I apply my day-to-day perfume, which is generally Ajmal's Sacred Love, and it also has very similar notes. So by the end of the day, I am smelling like this bouquet of fresh flowers, and I absolutely love it. And that is just how you go about it. This just proves that all of the stuff that you use doesn't have to be very expensive. It just has to be consistent, and if you layer it, you end up smelling absolutely amazing. What you wear has a direct impact on how you feel, and how you feel then obviously impacts your confidence, and that impacts your glow up. And having that set of few outfits that always make you look your best no matter what the occasion is a game changer, trust me. So now I used to be the kind of person who used to just put on a t-shirt, start filming, and all of my videos, if you look at them previously, were like made in t-shirts. But recently a friend actually said this to me, and that made me realize how important dressing up is. She said that ever since you start putting more effort into your appearance, I feel like watching your videos, even though the topics are not what I generally watch online. And I was like, interesting note. Now, I'm not saying that you have to dress up for somebody else, but when you dress up, it actually creates that mental switch in your head. It makes you present yourself as your best self, and it elevates your confidence, and that just makes you glow up like nothing else. So when it comes to dressing well, again, I am going to make a video on this. We just do 4 videos in a month, so it takes a little bit of time to get to all of the video topics. The 3 things that you want to focus on for now are: 1, the silhouette of what you're wearing, the fit of what you're wearing, and the color of the outfits you're wearing. Silhouette is basically the shape of the outfit, the shapes that suit you the most. So I'm a top heavy person, which is why sleeveless tops like the one that I'm wearing along with flared bottoms look really nice on me. What you can also do is just create a Pinterest mood board to find out the fits and the silhouettes that you like, that will possibly look good on you, and then experiment accordingly. And that really helps with shopping and putting outfits together. Your fit is basically having well-fitted clothes that are not too tight, not too loose. They just fit right for your body shape. And in India, we are at a very great advantage because we have a tailor at every corner. So any outfit that you buy, even if it's just from Zara and H&M, if it does not fit you perfectly, make sure you go to your tailor and get it fitted, and it will make a world of a difference. And then, of course, there is color. Color theory basically talks about picking outfits in colors that look good on you. Now, one way to figure out what colors look good on you is to do a color analysis, obviously. But I don't know where that happens in our country, so it's difficult to find. You can use an app for color analysis, but they are not always accurate. What works for me personally is to just put any color that I want to test for myself here, like on my neck, and then I'll just record a video of myself in my phone with the color, without the color, and see what looks better. So if I put the color and my face brightens up instantly in the video, it tells me that this color looks great on me. And that's a very, very easy hack. You can do it anywhere, even when you're trying out clothes in the store. And finally, of course, a major part of looking put together, looking well dressed, is to use accessories. Now, again, I used to never be an accessories girly, but I have become one now. Just the most basic earrings, stuff like this, the most basic rings can elevate your outfit and make you look so much more put together if you were not having those accessories. So what you want to do is invest in a set of basic jewelry. So basic hoops, basic rings, basic cuffs, stuff like that, a few good bags, a few good shoes and belts, and you can make endless combinations from these 4 things. And when you start to do this, you eventually figure out what looks good on you, what colors look good on you, what is your undertone, things like that, and that helps you keep building on your outfits. Body care basically includes, moisturizing, cleansing, making sure you smell good, making sure you feel good. And you already know that I'm a big proponent of having your nails done, but even if they are not done like this, a lot of people ask me what to do, how to keep your nails, well groomed if you don't get gel nails or if you don't apply nail polish. Just make sure that you cut them evenly, you file them, you remove any sort of dirt or debris from them. And you can use a little buffer instrument, so just buff them slightly, and that gives them a little bit of a shine or a little bit of a sheen, and that makes them look well put together. In addition to this, always moisturize your hands after you wash them. If you wash them 10 times a day, moisturize them 10 times a day. It will change how your hands look. I actually learned this from my brother, who became very, very obsessed with moisturizing his hands. But it's a good habit, so I adopted it. And one thing I would recommend in addition to this is, if you do a lot of housework, if you are somebody who just cleans their house all by themselves, wear gloves when you're doing it. There are a lot of good gloves available on Amazon, like rubber gloves, or you can wear like gardening gloves while you're like cleaning utensils, when you're doing like jhadu pocha, stuff like that, so that it does not destroy your hands, because those cleaners are very, very harsh and they cut through skin. A lot of the times, like when moms used to wash and stuff, they'll have cuts on their hands and things like that, and that's not something that you want. So ideally, just wear gloves while you are cleaning, and that keeps all of this at bay. Now coming to our mental and emotional glow up, because if you are not feeling your best on the inside, it is always going to reflect on the outside. Oftentimes in life, we are just surrounded by other people, right? Whether it's your colleagues, your friends, maybe people in your family. And what that can do, a lot of that constant companionship can leave you feeling tired and disconnected from your own thoughts. And a lot of people actually use that to not spend enough time with themselves, because it's a lot more comfortable to stay with others and not stay with your own thoughts, because your own thoughts can be scary. But a lot of the times, that's exactly what you need to do in order to grow, in order to evolve, in order to glow up. This is why, for your mental health, for your emotional glow up, I want you to prioritize alone time in the next 45 days. And this does not have to be just sitting alone and not doing anything. So you can do stuff like reading, walking, journaling, stuff that you do all by yourself, and use it to connect with yourself on a deeper level. At the end of the day, the most important relationship that you have is the one with yourself. And you will never be able to prioritize it unless you start spending time with your own thoughts. Plus, when you do it right, when you use this alone time to do things that make you feel fulfilled, it also helps recharge your mind, it helps clear your mind, and helps you get in touch with what you truly want. Another great thing that you can do to connect more with yourself is to go on solo dates. And this is a great way for you to treat yourself like the queen or the king that you are. It's more about understanding what are the things that you like doing without the pressure of performing for others. What are the things that you enjoy? How do you like to be loved and pampered? Use this solo date time to do things that you're not able to do otherwise, to prioritize enjoyment, and to truly learn to cherish your own company. A lot of your problems in life can be solved if you just learn to cherish your own company. People don't even realize how much self-talk can influence their mood and their confidence. And it also took me a lot of time to figure this out. Only when I started practicing affirmations a few years ago did I realize that self-talk and speaking kindly to yourself can make such a massive difference in your life. When you're harsh with yourself, it impacts your inner dialogue. That the inner dialogue impacts your mood, it impacts your confidence. That lets your inner critic overpower your rational thinking, and that makes you feel low, frustrated, and that obviously shows in your physical appearance, in the way you show up in the world. And oftentimes, that negativity does not stay restricted to you. It spills over into how you speak, how you communicate, how you act towards others. You must have heard the saying that how people treat you is not a reflection of you, but a reflection of themselves. So if you are treating yourself negatively, you are also bound to look at the world negatively, to treat the world negatively, and that just makes you a very not fun person to be around. And I know this is easier said than done, but the smallest act that you can start today, and the one that I need you to focus on for the next 45 days, is to start affirmations, which is looking at yourself in the mirror. I've spoken about this multiple times, but it takes multiple iterations for people to understand. So look at yourself in the mirror, pick 5 to 10 affirmations, say them out loud to yourself every single day. I know that this sounds like a motivational speech at this point, but trust me, it's not. When left unattended, your insecurities can actually damage your mental and your emotional well-being by making you feel small, making you feel unimportant, which is far from the truth. And they continue to grow. Your insecurities continue to grow the more you continue to live in fear. And that eats away at your confidence. So before 2025, I want you to pick one insecurity that you have and then set a small goal that requires you to overcome that insecurity. For instance, let's say your insecurity is speaking in public. So I want you to sign yourself up for a theater class or an online public speaking workshop. If, for instance, you're insecure about your skin, film yourself doing makeup and then post that reel online. Doing this, taking this action despite having insecurities, basically trains your mind to override your fear response. Your insecurity is nothing but fear of being judged, right? And when you override that fear response, it builds confidence like nothing else, let me tell you. And confidence like this makes you glow up like nothing else. So one thing I think we are never taught in life is to manage our emotions. And this is one of the biggest reasons that people become negative, they become unable to cope with life, and it obviously affects your mental health. So how do you tackle this? How do you learn to manage your emotions? Just by finding healthier outlets. That is step one. Some of the best outlets are physical activity stuff, right? So exercising, dancing, doing physical theater, other activities like journaling, therapy, walks. All of this stuff, when you do it consciously, helps you find a healthier outlet for your emotions. This helps you open up, vent out, and ultimately makes you a lot more rational in your decision making. And that makes your emotional state more peaceful, more well-balanced, and that makes you a well-balanced individual. And isn't that all that we're striving for? Because mental clarity, let me tell you, is a game changer. Imagine being able to make decisions without doubting yourself, without constantly questioning whether it's right or wrong. This is what will happen if you have mental clarity. People who are so sure of themselves, of the decisions that they take in life, glow different. And I always wanted to become this person when I was younger. I did not realize that all it took was two things: experimentation plus self-reflection. Experimentation, because having clarity without knowing what's out there is not really possible. So experimenting with things like career choices, fashion choices, food choices, traveling, friendships, help you gain so much more clarity about what you want, what you don't want. You just use the process of elimination. Whatever you don't like, you don't do it anymore. And then on top of this, self-reflection, because it allows you to condense all of the learnings from these experiments to really figure out what you want in life. It helps you become well aligned with the things that you actually want. And as a result of that, self-doubt goes out the window. I think at this point I've become a parrot because I keep repeating this mental clarity thing again and again, but it is so important. How the outside world perceives your glow up is largely dependent on how you communicate with them, how you articulate your thoughts. And if you have both of these skills, it 100% makes you a more confident person. Now, I have a full video coming on this very soon on how to improve your communication, how to improve your articulation. But for now, I want you to focus on a couple of things. One is having pauses in your conversations to gather your thoughts instead of trying to rush to get to your point and then fumbling and making mistakes, right? Silences and pauses are a lot more effective than doing ooh, things like that. And second, do an exercise of recording a video of yourself speaking on a topic for 2 minutes straight. The more you do this, the more articulate you become. This is such an underrated glow up hack. For most people, it wouldn't even be a glow up hack, but I'm going to tell you why it is. Helping others should ideally be an altruistic thing that you do out of the goodness of your heart. But if you notice people who are kind, who think well for others, who do good for others, they just have a very different glow about them. And it's not just spiritual, there's definitely science behind it, because acts of kindness release feel-good hormones. So they release stuff like serotonin, dopamine every time you indulge in them. And this reduces your stress overall, makes you happier in the process. This happiness often reflects in your posture, in your facial expressions, and overall energy, making you look a lot more vibrant. Doing this also helps you build genuine relationships and a supportive social circle. When you're surrounded by positive energy and gratitude, that enhances your own confidence and your sense of belonging and your sense of self, which naturally makes you shine. This is one of those things that the more you do, the more you glow up. Judging others is so easy. And I think we have all done it at some point in our lives. But it's a very slippery slope because that negativity can escalate so quickly, and all of that unnecessary drama actually reflects in your personality and your emotional health. Mean people never give you a glowed up vibe, do they? Even if they're the most beautiful people on the planet. You must have noticed this because people who judge others are surrounded by added negativity in their own lives, making them feel critical, making them feel tense, and that of course reflects in their personality. And if you do not want to fall into that pit of never-ending judgment cycles, start by focusing on being kind towards others and towards yourself, and remind yourself that everyone has their own struggles. The more you practice kindness and self-compassion towards yourself, the more it helps you also become non-judgmental towards others. And that brings us to the end of this video. Like we discussed today, glowing up isn't just about changing your looks. It's also about feeling good and feeling confident from within. That is why start with 1 or 2 tips from the emotional and mental health glow up section, and then keep on adding more as you go. If you incorporate even 4 or 5 of these tips, both from the physical and the mental glow up section, within the next 45 days, you will be a different person by 2025. I promise you. And make sure you hit the like button because that really helps the video out. And if you want to continue binging, YouTube recommends that you watch this video next because you're gonna love it. And I'm gonna see you guys very, very soon in the next one.